What's good, internet people? Today I'm doing part 3 where I have to pick 5 knives. I decided to break it into 3 different price points. The first one was 0 to 50. The next one was 50 to 100. And this one is going to be just 100 plus because I just don't have that many that cost me more than that. So these are pretty much the most expensive pocket knives I've got to pick from. We'll get it started with one I'm going to take away, the Vosteed mini. I think this is the mini shilling cutter, S35VN, carbon fiber on the scales, crossbar lock. It's a cool fifth pocket carry knife. Got orange hardware, but if I'm only keeping 5, I'm probably not going to keep something for the 5th pocket. In that same breath, might as well go ahead and take out the Shrike made by Kizer. This one's got the gold carbon fiber with S45VN. Can't remember how much the Vosteed cost. I think this one's like $180 in this configuration. I just wanted a nicer, smaller knife to carry for certain occasions, and this one fit that bill. Another one we can let go of, the Kershaw live wire. If I'm only going to have 5, I'm not going to have an auto that requires more maintenance, and I just feel like is not as durable as a manual. While we're here, I'll just go ahead and let go of the Hogue Deca. I do like the Hogue Deca MagnaCut. This one has titanium scales on it. I think the scales are discontinued. I think you can get a Deca for around $135, something like that, sometimes cheaper. Just the feel of the Deca without having to buy scales, I do not like. And then these plastic tabs for the crossbar, I don't like. It kind of feels gritty. I just can go without that. Can also get rid of the Voyage Bladeworks Avius. This one was an exclusive to Blade Runner Outpost in the 80s camo carbon scales. It's titanium on the back side, blue anodized titanium pocket clip. I do like this knife. The jimping is very aggressive, which I like. Bowie clip point style blades are just not the blades I usually carry. This one's in 14C, 28N. I believe they only made 100. Yeah, they only made 100 of these in this 80s camo carbon. They do have the micarta on voyagebladeworks.com. I think those are around 130. I think these were around 140. Let's do one I'm going to keep, the Spyderco Para 3. This one is in Maximet. I feel like I have to keep my Spyderco. It's a little big in the pocket just because that's what Spyderco does, but this one has a titanium deep carry clip. That's really the only change I made to that. I feel like if you're spending 100 plus, you shouldn't have to change out too much. That is one reason the Hogue Deca had to go. We'll get rid of the Kershaw Link. This one's in MagnaCut. It's a very comfortable knife, aluminum scales, liner lock, but it is assisted, and I just don't feel like I need to have an assisted knife to carry around every day. I don't find it the most comfortable. I can go ahead and get rid of the Remet Peregrine Falcon. This was a Blade City exclusive in 80s camo carbon. This one's got the pivot button for the liner and access to the liner. You also have a lockout switch when the blade is locked out, so then the liner will not engage, which I do like. I find it pretty cool. This one was in 14C. I'm not sure, I can't remember how many of these were made, but they're sold out now. I think they were around 150. It's a cool knife, but I try not to put exclusives as my keepers because you can't really go out and purchase them unless you already had or find them on the secondary, and sometimes those can be a little more expensive. We'll go ahead and let go of the Valhound Vosteed Titanium S35EN. It's a very smooth knife. I do like the action on this a lot, but kind of the same thing with that clip point Bowie blade, and it's a little smaller than I thought it was going to be. Still awesome, but next we'll let go of the Martin 330. Since I got this one about a month and a half ago, I do carry it a lot. Carbon fiber scales, blue thumb studs and backspacer, top liner button. It's a very nice knife, 154 cm, good steel, but there's other knives on the table that I think are probably what I would rather take. So the one I'm going to keep here is the Vosteed Hedgehog. This one is 80s camo Blade Runner Outpost exclusive. I'm not sure how many were made, but I believe they're sold out now. This one has M390 on the blade, and then the 80s camo scales. I'm going to keep it, but put it here for now. So I'm going to move this one to the side. This is the regular Hedgehog in S35EN and G10 on the scales. This one is the Magpie G10. Kind of the same thing. I really enjoy the Hedgehog. If I'm going to keep one though, it's going to be the M390 with the 80s, and then that one also has a backspacer. This one does not. Do another keeper. I want to keep at least one bigger knife at this price point. That comes down to the cold steels. We got the Swift 3 in M4, and then the 8010 with the triad lock. This one is an S35VN. It's a Tanto blade. Not my favorite, but they were on sale and I decided to pick one up. Between these two, the Atlas lock I like. The lockout, that's nice to have on a big beater knife. My only issue is the M4, which it is coated, so it'll hold up fairly well. It does require more maintenance, and then it is assisted, so I'm gonna have to do the triad lock, and I feel like we should all have a triad lock somewhere. Even though it is still two-handed, the assisted on that Swift 3, if they made that without the assisted opening, I think I would have to spend some money on that. Let go of the Kizer Drop Air 2 in 80s. This one's the S45VN. This was a Blade City exclusive. They are also sold out. I believe when they were in stock, they were around 150. It's a really cool exclusive. They did kind of a Galaga, I think was the game theme. So you got the little character there, and then inside on the liners, it's already going to be hard to see with this lighting, but they got the characters lasered in there too. It's cool. Exclusive, I like it, but probably going to let it go. Same breath, we'll let go of the Best Techman Cicada's Wing. This is a Blade Runner Outpost exclusive. They may still have some of these in stock on their website or on their whatnot, I'm not sure. This is 20 CV on the blade steel, upgrade from the 10CR. And then you got the 80s camo scales, and these ones really show all the color. It's, I think, one of my best examples of an 80 that I have, 80s and that I have in my collection. But the crossbar lock, it just honestly, it feels a little bit light and a little mushy. I don't really like that I can whip it out just like that. It's a cool knife though. Let go of this Dream Tech. Every Dream Tech I have had except for one model I have been very impressed with. This one is a pivot liner lock. So you got a button on the pivot to engage the liner. This one is titanium with glow carbon scales, M390 blade, titanium pocket clip. Very smooth, nice front roll. I actually like this a lot too, but if I'm keeping 5, I don't know much about Dream Tech, how their heat treatment is or anything like that. They're still a pretty new company. Hopefully we find out more about them. They seem to be putting out some cool stuff. Gonna have to keep the Flytanium Arcade with the Demco Shark Lock. This one has the micarta inserts. It comes with G10. You can swap those out very easily. Yeah, I'd have to have some kind of fin shark lock at this point, and this one is another one that ends up in my pocket a lot. So we got 2 on the table here. The Vosteed Psyop 299. Another one, micarta on the inserts there, aluminums on the bolsters. This knife is the most carried knife I have. Since I got this, it gets used and carried a lot. Button top liner. This one will stay. And I think this right here is the Vosteed Mini RS Chaos. This was another Blade Runner Outpost exclusive in 80s. This one has blue anodized hardware, titanium pocket clip, and that coffin style. This one has an 80s camo backspacer, which is something I don't know that I have seen on any other models. Vosteed still has not dropped this knife, has one of their own production models. They had the exclusive with Blade Runner Outpost, has their drop, and have not announced any model other than this one. This one's an M390. I am interested to see if Vosteed decides to do more with this or if they just decide to let it go, but with the way it's sold for Blade Runner, I would think that they would do more. It is a awesome knife. I believe there's still some available either in 80s or Shipwreck. I'm not sure which camo carbon he still has available, if any. You should check his whatnot or his website and see. That's going to be a bonus though, because that one's still not even released. Because this one is an exclusive and it is sold out, I'm going to make that also a bonus. So then I'm going to have to bring back as my actual keeper the S35VN Hedgehog, because like I said, I really like the Hedgehog a lot. So we will do the Vosteed Hedgehog in S35VN, the Vosteed Psyop 299 in S35VN, the Flytanium Arcade, also S35VN, and then the AD10, also in S35VN, the Spyderco and Maximate pair of 3, and then the 80s Hedgehog with M390 has a bonus, and the Vosteed Mini RS Chaos in M390 80s camo Blade Runner Outpost exclusive also has a bonus. I think that is it. If you liked the video or have any comments, or comment down below what you would have picked instead of what I picked. And if you like any of these exclusives, you should check those websites or get onto Whatnot and see what they are coming out with next. I believe they have exclusives dropping almost every week, it feels like. If you like the style of the video, want to see what I picked in the under 100 range, you can go watch my previous 2 videos on that. Thank you guys.